Go love your own enemies. Don't be loving mine. My enemies are the theocratic fascists. I don't love them. I want to destroy them.
You're a child made in the image of God. Oh no, you're not. You're a faggot. And you can't join your church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful. It's inhuman.
So, seems that my channel has a restriction on it right now, and I'm not exactly sure why. I got a little thing via email about a month ago that said that I had a video that was taken down because it had broken a copyright. So I guess I need to be a little more careful when I insert little bits and pieces of other things into my videos for effect. I need to practice a little more, I don't know, intelligence. So you have to go to this school once you break a copyright. They require that you go to this school. The school is like 3 questions, and there's a video you have to watch, which I didn't watch. I just went straight to the 3 questions that were so obviously, and the answers were so obvious that I graduated the class in a matter of 30 seconds. So I don't know. I think it takes like 6 months for the impact of the infraction, if that's the right word, to go away. I don't know. It's going to be very difficult for me to restrain myself and not go longer than 15 minutes, because I've had this pretty much, you're able to go as long as you want on my channel for a long time. And so in fact, I made a video the other day that I was really happy with. It was 15 minutes and 56 seconds long, and I have not been able to figure out a way to put it up, but it's rather disconcerting. And reading my last chapter of my book will be difficult too, assuming I get that done before this restriction is lifted. But that's it. I just wanted to let people know I haven't been on a lot because I've been very busy trying to get myself established with my new career. I had a 3-hour tripper, that's what they call it, in the afternoon. And I've been trying very hard to find a second job in some kind of driving capacity for the morning when I'm not driving for Metro. And then last week, they had this thing called a move up that I wasn't able to go to because of there was a final required mandatory training day for our class, which happened to be on the same day as the move up, so I missed it. Last week I had a driver tell me, you know, there's some dual trippers that have not been spoken for. What a dual tripper is, it's like a swing shift type of situation. You have 2 different routes. You have one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Completely different routes usually. So I talked to my chief and I pointed out I was interested in one of the dual trippers that was available because it was 1/2 of the dual tripper is the one that I'm already doing. It's just 1 hour earlier, but it's a route I already know. So the only one I would have to learn is the morning route, which is actually the long one. That one goes almost 4 hours. And then I have to learn the bus. I have to become qualified to drive a 3600, which is a 40-foot bus. So anyway, I asked if there was any way I could be considered for that dual tripper, since I was not able to go to the move up because I was in training. I got called in on Friday, and yes, I have been assigned the dual tripper. So this week will be a busy one for me. I'm going to have to get qualified on the 3600. I'm going to have to go on a ride on the route. It's actually 3 buses. It's 1 route, but 3 buses, 66, 67, and 65. I'm going to have to ride on that bus and learn the route. I might have to do it twice because it's a pretty big route. It also goes down to Seattle. It also goes on Stewart Street, but it's so early in the morning. I'm hoping that Stewart Street won't be a huge nightmare that early in the morning. I mean, the route starts, I start driving at 5 in the morning. That's how early it is. Get done around 9:20, and then I go back and I have another route, the one that I have been doing only an hour earlier, and that one starts, I believe, at 3:22, so it's almost exactly an hour earlier. So that's what I've been up to. So starting, not next week is me trying to get ready for this. The week after, I will be driving, instead of slightly under 3 hours a day, I'll be driving 6.5 hours a day, pulling what it will be essentially, it's not full time, but it will be about the same income I was earning at Swedish for 6.5 hours instead of 8 hours at Swedish. So that's kind of nice. But it's only until toward the end of September when they have the shake-up, when everybody gets different routes at that time. And when that happens, highly doubtful that I will get to be, I think my choice will be, if I want another dual tripper, I would have to probably go to a different base. If I want to stay at North Base, I will probably not get a dual tripper. I will get just another little run like I have had. But maybe by that time I will be confident enough that I will put myself on the ATL list. That's alternative or additional tripper list, ATL. If you're on the ATL, anytime somebody is sick or something comes up and they're not able to drive, they contact you. Actually, you find out a day ahead of the, so you have to check the board every day to make sure that you're not assigned a route for the next day. And so it's really important that you keep up on that list. And you know, it's kind of scary for a new person to put themselves on the ATL, because that's where people are most likely to make mistakes, because they forget to look and they miss driving something they're supposed to drive. But come fall, my choice will be to have one route and go on the ATL, or pick a dual tripper and end up at Bellevue Base or East Lake Base. East Base. You know what? It's East Base. It's not East Side or East Lake. I don't know what the hell. My brain is mush. It's Sunday and I'm just kind of like, it's been one of those days. It's very humid here. And East Base or Bellevue Base, which is actually two bases that are pretty much almost exactly they're really close to each other. And I wouldn't mind going to that base or those bases and having a dual tripper, but what that would mean for me is I'd have to drive there and either stay there while I'm not having my, in the middle part between the two routes, or drive home and then have 4 or 5 hours off and then drive back. And it's about a 30 mile drive for me from here, maybe 25 miles, probably about 50 miles round trip. So it is a big chunk of driving, and that would be hard on the fuel. So I'd rather get to stay at North Base, which is really close to me. But that's in the future. So that's what I've been up to. I've been trying to become more established, learn routes. I've done a few vacation relief routes. I did one for 2 weeks called the Octopus. That is it. It's another one that's 3 buses, 3 routes, but it's 3 buses, 1 route. 331, 345, and 348, and it's got a million twists and turns. That's why it's called the Octopus. I did that for 2 weeks, and that was a lot of fun. I got to drive a really modern 35-foot bus that was a hybrid. It would turn it every time I would go to a light, it would turn itself off. Anytime you stop for more than 2 or 3 seconds, it would turn itself off. So that was cool too. So I'm getting a little bit more familiar with driving buses and the way things work at the base, and it's a lot of fun. So I've been keeping myself very busy, but between that and the fact that I can't post longer than 15 minutes, it's been kind of a deterrent for me to put videos up. So I wanted to say what's going on with me, and so people know that I'm here. Unfortunately, I'm not here as much as I'd like to be, but hopefully that will change as I get more and more used to my new life. So if you've been watching, thanks, and hopefully this won't be more than 15 minutes. Bye. I just wanted to add really quick, I figured out the problem with the video that they think I broke copyright. The video is called Satan's Killings in the Bible. It's an Animoto video. I am a member of Animoto. I have a paid membership, and Animoto provides us with a list of songs we can select for our videos. So I have a license and written permission to use the song in that video. And so I am going to challenge this because it's bullshit. I did not break any copyright. So I just wanted to make that statement, and hopefully this will not, I can get this overridden so I can go back to normal operation on my channel. Thanks. Bye.
I am absolutely convinced that the main source of hatred in the world is religion. And I think it should be religion treated with ridicule and hatred and contempt.
Share the same weather, winter or summer, May or September, the 4th of whenever, it's better together. Let's get together. Home is where